Hey everybody, today I'm going to go over Menapay. I'm going to warn you up front that I am very excited about this. I've been researching the past couple hours and just really getting more and more excited about this project. So I wanted to get this video out. First, before I go into the project, I'm going to go into just what really Mena is. Um, and just so you know the scope of where this is coming from. Um, if you follow my channel, which I really appreciate everyone subscribing. If you could hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications and the likes and any comments, I really appreciate them. The channel's really starting to take off. But I really like to focus on projects that are kind of going under the radar and not a lot of people are talking about. So when I heard of this, that's one of the reasons why I checked it out. Also, one of the things that I'm a huge proponent of is mass adoption. And this, I think, will be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, catalyst for that. Um, Everywhere forever, everyone's been focusing on these specific things, whether it's the SEC or whether it's Europe or China, if they'll allow um, regulation. Um, but the only thing that this region has really been looked at as far as for crypto is the unbanked, which is a massive opportunity. But MENA, which is the Middle East and North Africa, it's a huge region made up of like 20, 22 countries. Um, but that region is very, very wealthy, and it is actual, real, hard asset wealth. It's not with banks, it's not credit, it's not fiat cash, which there is a lot of fiat cash in that region. But it's things like gold, massive gold reserves, oil, diamonds, um, real hard assets. Uh, MENA makes up about 6% of the world's population, but they have a 3.3, so over a $3 trillion GDP. Um, that's over 4.5% of the world's economy just comes from MENA. That is bigger than Russia and India combined. Um, they have 60% of the world's oil reserves, 40 or 45% of the world's natural gas reserves. So a huge asset-rich region that has been very, very overlooked and is in massive need and really ripe for a cryptocurrency revolution. The banking system there is way out of date, very antiquated. Um, Worldwide, there's over 2 billion people that are unbanked. Some countries in this region have less than 15% of people that actually have a bank account um, or access to one. This region is also huge for contract workers, people that travel there for work, send money back home. All of that has to do, with high fees and sending money back to their home countries. So that's one thing that this is going to do that will alleviate that. And it's looking to be the main cryptocurrency and cash for this region, for MENA itself, um, which nobody focuses on this region for that. Um, so I think it'll really be huge. So to go over it, there's two different parts. There's MENA Cash and Menapay. Menapay is from Ethereum. Metacash, they are going to have their own private blockchain. So as far as security and speed, it'll go off that. They do have a one pager, which I'll go over in a little bit, but the website's pretty good. Basically, it's like when I first started looking at this, it seemed as though they just took a bunch of people from all over the crypto space, put them together, and said, hey, what are the problems with crypto? What do we want to do? What are the goals? And everybody put in their 2 cents, and then they said, okay, let's just make that happen. Uh, and the more I looked into it, I found out that's kind of what they really did. Uh, I'll go over a lot of things, but literally most every problem that affects the crypto industry, they have made some kind of uh, concession or some kind of way to combat it and to fix it. Um, it's going to, basically cut out the middlemen, like, everything you would expect for person to person, person to merchant, merchant to foundation, exchange, all that. This just shows, the usual payment processing, the different middlemen, credit card, the other middlemen go into the merchant's bank and then to the merchant. And with the Menapay, it's a peer-to-peer. It goes to straight through. The ICO structure um, and the token distribution, I'll go over it in the light paper. It's one of the most impressive I've seen in I don't even know how long. What I always say I'd like to see and what I would be the most happy with whenever I do a review of any project or any ICO, they actually exceeded what I would like to see. Uh, they're going to use mainly a mobile app. It's really going to focus at first on Middle East and Africa um, and Arabic. The roadmap, pretty impressive. Where we at? The draft of the white paper. ICO, where we're June, August, right here. Metacash transaction tests. Now, next month, mobile app beta test. And then the mobile app payment apps grand launch and merchant tools launch. So, white paper, develop tokenomics, all basically all these things. It's a pretty good chunk, but they have all these two working products, the test and then the working product out before the public sale ICO. That's impressive. Right after that, this is November that the ICO is going to start, and then right after December, listing on one of the top 10 exchanges, not on exchanges, one of the top 10 exchanges. And then January, which is still within 6 months, 50 merchant integration. If you look at even Bitcoin, Litecoin, all the cryptocurrencies, put them together, you'd be hard pressed to get 50 merchants that are accepting cryptocurrency right now. And this is within 6 months. There is a reason why I think they will be able to do it when I go over the team. And then April of next year, security, face recognition, 5 million users by May of next year. 1 year, less than 1 year, it was at about 9 months, 5 million users. And then by June of next year, less than a year from now, 500 merchant integration. Then 5 offices worldwide. That's when they move into focusing more on not just in MENA, but 10 different languages. Parental control for family accounts. Working for Xbox, I know how important that is. Menapay in Asian countries, which is the next biggest unbanked region, with 1,000 merchants. And then after that, when everything's all set up, as far as banking the unbanked, the last step, which is a really big one, is advanced AI peer-to-peer lending. And that's December of 2019. Really good roadmap, really good targets for every month to 2 months. It's not going to be just sitting there. The team is where I thought I found something to be a little worried about. And then I was shocked. It's kind of like wanting to go out to dinner, but you only have some spare change in your pocket. Then I reach in your pocket and pull out the change, and it's all solid gold coins. The CEO, which most everyone on the head of the team are all in Turkey or Turkey. A lot of most people have experience and are working in like business integration, marketing, partnerships, and they do have a really good experience. but it's in that field, which I thought would be really good as far as onboarding merchants and all the stuff that it aims to do. But there really wasn't much of a tech uh, aspect to it. Um, then I saw, oh, there's two different parts. There's board members. Click on the board members, and that's where I noticed the little red arrow. This team and the advisors and board members are massive. Uh, and there's some serious rock stars across all of them. Um, if you click here, it's just more, 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 more. Like I said, it is ridiculous. Let me see. This guy here, he is, I forget. Let me pull him up. Kamal Albarano. He is like the director of the where is it? Should have had this pulled up. Here he goes, director, head of strategic partnerships for the Amar Economic City. And I read through this. It's pretty impressive, and he's been there a while, 5 years, 11 months, so about 6 years. Um, where was it? I think it's like, what was the total? Oh, sorry, 2014 was the 4 billion, and 2017 November 8th, total investment is worth over 7 billion. So that's a huge, huge, rock star. Just this one guy on the advisor team. But once I realized that there's this little red arrow to show the massive, massive board of directors and advisors, I went back to the team and hit the red arrow. Now, software engineer, software engineer, software architect, software engineer, software engineer, software engineer, software engineer, blockchain engineer, blockchain engineer, blockchain engineer. So kind of a massive team, and they definitely have the tech side covered. Pretty impressive. I'll go now to the one pager. Um, they have a lot of social media, which here you go. They got all the links right here on the website. I'll put a link to the website in the video. Um, Twitter, Telegram, so on. But I'll just read through a couple things here, and this, once again, just to show you how they're really. I mean, we really looked at the region, the the need as far as the unbanked, and as far as the wealth of the region itself. Menapay is the first fully backed blockchain-based payment gateway in the Middle East and Africa. Menapay replaces traditional payment methods with a blockchain-based, fully backed cryptocurrency. I'm going to read that again. Blockchain-based, fully backed cryptocurrency. I will go over what that is. Provide secure and transparent payment gateway to enable transactions for every aspect of daily life. The Menapay project was started in November 2017 to serve 420 million people across 18 countries in their primary payment method. Menapay will distribute 75% of the revenue and profit amongst holders of Menapay. 75% of the total revenue and profit will be distributed to the holders of Menapay. The reason for that is that's creating a new standard of crypto in the industry for the level of participation returns beyond regular incentive for users and investors, because it is going to be stabilized, which is one of the biggest problems with cryptocurrency as far as a daily use case. People can't go pay for their coffee because their coffee might cost them 4 coins today and 6 coins tomorrow, 12 coins a month from now. and then you don't know how much that costs based on your fiat for your country. Um, so one of the good things about that is stable coins. With stable coins, not a very huge return. They're mainly just safe. Um, Cryptocurrencies cannot be used daily in daily life transactions because of their price fluctuations. The cash out concerns Metacash, which is 100% backed by US dollars. 100% backed by US dollars. It will be used as the currency for transactions under the Metapay platform. Metacash will always be equal to $1, and merchants will be able to make cash outs from the Menapay Foundation. Menapay also brings easy to use solutions such as desktop and mobile wallets, integration APIs, and as software software development kits, SDKs. And merchants will be able to make cash outs. I already read that reporting and management dashboard for merchants with Arabic user interfaces. So that is the biggest problem with mass adoption is the fluctuation. Um, any U.S. I'm sorry, any stable coin, with maybe the exception of one, but with most all of them, it's hard to trust what's backing the stability of the coin or the token. Whereas here, I mean, we went over some of the wealth of the region. Um, so 100% backed by US dollar, going to keep the stability. Definitely going to help with mass adoption. Um, Regular banking tools are largely not used in the Middle East and Africa um, due to conservative practices of Islam and the poor banking system. The region has a very fragmented structure with multiple currencies. This is another huge, huge part of this, especially because of the region. Menapay brings 100% Islamic non-bank digital solutions, using a blockchain to create a single currency to be used in everyday cross-border transactions. Everything when it comes to this development and the use is based on Islamic principles and will be halal. I don't know if you all remember when Bitcoin was declared halal. There was a huge, huge spike. It's a really, really big deal, which is just like another thing that most places and regions where the focus has been on, whether it's been North America, even South America, Europe, Eastern Europe, you know, uh, Asia, as far as China, Japan, Vietnam, wherever. That's not really looked at. It's kind of a forgotten sector, and this is really going to exploit that. And I think that, like another thing I said, I think that this is going to be the catalyst that really starts the mass adoption. Um, Kind of the sleeping giant that no one really thought about, and they're just not waiting anymore for someone else to get it done. They're going to do it themselves and get things going. Um, and reach billion US dollar market cap by mid 2019. That's 1 year from now. They're going to do that by onboarding premium merchants who are offering special discounts for Metapay. Now, right now, it's hard to get merchants um, to even accept cryptocurrencies, which is kind of ridiculous because it cuts a lot of their fees out. But they're actually looking at getting discounts for people to pay with Metapay, reaching over 5 million active users thanks to premium merchant campaigns and a strong local marketing. Another thing is the marketing for that region is going to be a lot cheaper than it would be in some of the more expensive markets. So they're going to be able to do a lot more and reach a lot more people. Building an offline seller network, a reseller network to allow easy entry into the cryptocurrency world. Offline means going into your coffee shop and paying for your coffee with it there. It's not just talking about ordering stuff online. It's talking about real brick and mortar use case. Acquiring the support and influence of creators in the region, such as women in the tech industry, politicians, artists, and social entrepreneurs. Establishing public adoption of cryptocurrency, apart from accepting 30 major cryptocurrencies. You can buy tokens via bank transfer and credit card, or you can pay at the door. Easy to get. Now the token distribution, awesome. Um, I've been seeing ICOs that I've been reviewing. It's getting smaller and smaller, where the better tokens are going to actually be in the in the public and distributed. There's a lot of centralization. A lot of tokens are held by the team, um, which is not good. It's just too much power and too much centralization, and it could mean too much price control. 64% are going to go to the public sale. Now, usually, once again, most projects try to kind of fudge these numbers to make it look a little better than it is. This is the exact opposite. It is not even 64%. If you look at it the way a lot of other projects show their numbers, it's actually about 80% are going to go to the public and to be distributed. Because it's 64% going to the sale, and then 16% to the team and advisors. That is so small. This 15%, okay, is marketing and bounty. That means that this 15% will go into the public distribution. It will be part of the circulating supply that's out there, because it's going to pay bounty hunters and marketers. So you could actually add this to the 64 and come up with 79%. And a lot of other projects would do that. And then 5% is a mining reserve. So a huge bulk of the 400 million, so it's not a giant supply, but it's a pretty good supply, is going to be out there. 256 are going to the straight sale in November. Estimated ICO price is going to be 16.5, and then they've got a soft cap of 5 million, target hard cap of 25 million. And then here, any unsold tokens will be burned. I don't really see if it, I don't think it will be. I think they'll reach their caps, but if not, it's going to be, they're not going to be distributed or go back to anyone. They're actually declaring they're going to burn them. Massive opportunity. 86% of unbanked population, which I didn't, like I said, in that region, what I had read and found out that there was usually around 15% of the population has a bank account. So it's like 84, 85%, or 86% that do not. Roadmap I went over. Team, like I said, it's huge, and especially for, I mean, they're only taking 16% on a team that size. That is just really, really impressive. They've got a phone number, email, very, very transparent, easy ways to contact them. Just little things that, I mean, I research ICOs, I research projects all the time, and there's just these little things that are impressive. Like on their Twitter, you can message them, which most companies remove that. You cannot message them. You can only tweet to them. But you can send them a message and ask them a question. Telegram, most of them are not putting an email for you to email them directly. You can, send them a message, or they'll tell you to hit them on Telegram, and then you can talk to someone and try and get an email. And there's even a phone number. So great transparency, awesome team, great project. I'll, like I said, put a link to the website and the one pagers there. You can join their social media and talk to them. Do your own research. Once again, it's not financial advisor, not financial advice. Do your own research. I'm gonna be looking at this. I think it's gonna do some great things. I appreciate any comments that you leave. Once again, please hit the like button and subscribe. If you have any questions on this or any comments, please leave them down below. You guys take care.